Dear students, in this lecture we'll take another problem. Determine the steady state error using generalized error coefficients for a unity feedback control system with forward path transfer function as g of s is equal to 50 divided by s into bracket s plus zero point 0.1. Assume input as r of t is equal to 2t plus 10. So we'll go for the solution. According to generalized error coefficient method, what is ESS of t is? ESS of t is equal to k naught r of t plus k1 r dash t plus k2 r double dash t, so on. Given r of t as 2t plus 10. So what is r dash 10? R dash 10 is differentiation of r of t with respect to t. So r dash t, differentiate r of t with respect to t. So d by dt of 2t plus 10 will give t. So r dash t has been obtained 10. So you can see r dash 10 as 2. Similarly, r double dash is double differentiation of r of t. So that will be 0. So r dash t is differentiation of r of t. R double dash t is differentiation of r dash t. So is it clear? Now, as r dash t is 0, as r double dash t is 0, any k naught and k1 are now to be calculated. Therefore, k naught is equal to limit s tends to 0 f1 of s and k1 is equal to limit s tends to 0 d f1 of s by ds. Now, what is f1 of s? f1 of s is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus g of s h of s. So, substitute g of s, h of s. So, g of s is given 50 divided by s into bracket s plus 1. So, which is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 50 by s into bracket s plus 1 into h of s. H of s is 1. It has been given in the statement of problem that it is unity feedback. It has been given it as unity feedback control. So h of s is 1. H of s is 1. So substitute, what you will get is f1 of s will be equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 50 by s into bracket s plus 1, which is equal to s into bracket s plus 0.1 divided by s square plus 0.1 s plus 50. So which is equal to s square plus 0.1 s by s square plus 0.1 s plus 50. So k naught is equal to limit s tends to 0 f1 of s. Limit s tends to 0 f1 of s. So now take f1 of s and tend it s to 0. So limit s tends to 0. What is f1 of s? S square plus 0.1 s by s square plus 0.1 s plus 50. Limit s tends to 0 is equal to 0. Why? Because as s tends to 0, the numerator term will become 0. 0 plus 0 is nothing but 0 in the numerator. That is why k naught is equal to 0. D f1 of s by ds will find, which will be equal to, so derivative of f1 of s with respect to s. So when you have differentiation of this, what you will get is derivative of f1 of s by ds is s square plus 0.1 s plus 50 into bracket 2s plus 0.1 minus s square plus 0.1 s into 2s plus 0.1, which is equal to s square plus 0.1 s plus 50 the whole square, which is equal to 50 into, which is coming equal to which is coming equal to 50 into bracket 2s plus 0.1 by s square plus 0.1 s plus 50 the whole square. Okay, so K1 will be equal to limit s tends to 0 d f1 of s by d of s. So which will come equal to limit s tends to 0 50 into 2s plus 0.1 by s square plus 0.1 s plus 50. So which will come equal to 50 into 0.1 by 50 whole square, which is 0.0002. So ESS of t is equal to 0 R of t plus 0.002 into t, which is 0.004. Okay. So this is about this problem. So you solve this problem, understand the problem, and go for the solution. So we'll continue with introduction to PID controllers. So first we'll see what is a controller. A controller is a device which, when introduced in feedback or forward path of system, controls the steady state and transient response as per the requirement. So devices converts input to the controller to some other form of error than proportional to error, due to which steady state and transient response gets improved. So for most of the practical system, controller input is proportional to error generated. Such systems are called proportional to error mechanisms, which is P type. So we'll consider a second order system which has been shown here, where controller input is error itself. So you can see the controller input is error itself, denoted by E of s to the error. Okay, this is a P type proportional, and itself, and proportional constant k is 1. You can see proportional constant k is 1 as shown in this figure. Okay, this is P type. Is it clear? Okay, so now from this we can write G of s, H of s. So what is G of s, H of s? Omega n square by s into bracket s plus 2 damping ratio omega n. So C of s by R of s is equal to omega n square by s square plus 2 damping ratio omega ns plus omega n square. Omega n square. Now, so for the system, damping ratio is damping ratio and natural frequency omega n. Natural frequency omega n. And for steady state error, Kp is equal to limit s tends to 0 G of s, H of s. So which is equal to infinity, as we have already seen it. And Kv is equal to limit s tends to 0 s G of s, H of s, which is equal to omega n by 2 damping ratio. Now, if transient response has to be improved, then damping ratio must be changed. So what are the demands of good time response in general? 1. Less settling time. 2. Less overshoot. 3. Less rise time. 4. Smallest SS error. By increase in KV, so when there is an increase in system gain, steady state error can be reduced, but due to high gain, settling time and peak overshoot increases. This may lead to instability of system. So a compromise is made to keep steady state error and overshoot within acceptable limits by providing following different types of controllers. 1 PD proportional plus derivative, 2 PI proportional plus integral, 3 PID proportional plus derivative plus integral, 4th rate feedback controller, which is output derivative controller. So I have given here different types of controller: PD proportional derivative, PI proportional integral, PID proportional derivative integral action. Fourth is rate feedback control, which is output derivative controller. Now we will see PD type of controller. A controller in the forward path that can change the controller input to the proportional plus derivative of error signal is called PD control. So a controller which is in the forward path that changes the controller input to the proportional plus derivative of error signal is called PD controller. That is, input to controller is equal to K E of t plus Td d of E of t by dt. So taking Laplace, K E of s plus s Td E of s is equal to E of s into bracket K plus s Td. So taking Laplace, what we get? K E of s plus s Td E of s, which is equal to E of s into bracket K plus s Td. So next we'll see PD type of the diagram. So the transfer function of such controller is K plus STD. K plus STD. You can see the transfer function of such controller is K plus STD. You can see K and STD given to a summer in forward path. So summer output will be K plus STD, the transfer function. And this is realized in this diagram. Let us assume in K is equal to 1, we can write G of S. So what will be G of S? 1 plus STD into bracket omega n square by S into bracket S plus 2 damping ratio omega n. Assuming K is, so these two blocks K plus STD and omega n square by S into bracket S plus 2 damping ratio omega n are in series. So due to that, assuming K is 1, it becomes 1 plus STD omega n square by S into bracket S plus damping ratio omega n. So C of S by R of S will be equal to 1 plus STD omega n square by S square plus S 2 damping ratio omega n plus omega n square Td plus omega n square. Comparing denominator with standard form, omega n is same as in previous p-type controller and 2 damping ratio omega n is equal to 2 damping ratio omega n plus omega n square Td. So damping square ratio dash is equal to damping plus omega n Td by 2. Because of this controller, damping ratio increases by factor omega n Td by 2 while Kp is equal to limit s tends to 0, G of s, H of s is equal to infinity. Kv is equal to limit s tends to 0, S G of s, H of s is equal to omega n by 2 damping ratio. As there is no change in coefficients, error will also remain same. Whatever is PD controller, whatever is a PD controller has following effects on system. We'll see those. The first one is it increases damping ratio. The first one is it increases damping ratio. Effects of PD controller on system. The first one is it increases damping ratio. Second, omega n for system remains unchanged. 3, type of the system remains unchanged. 4, it reduces peak overshoot. 5th, it reduces settling time. 6th, steady state error remains unchanged. So it improves transient part without affecting steady state in general. So this is about PD type of controller. So in the next lecture, I'll be telling about PI type of controller and PID. Then we'll go for the problems. Okay. You understand the problem what I have told and the concept of the PID controller introduction and all. Okay.